I want to get this right. So the frequency map, the 6-tier frequency map that covers anything from survival and scarcity all the way to the frequency field conductor. For high achievers listening to the podcast, where do you think they sit and what's the tell?
Based on our current data, we estimate that somewhere between 70 and 80% of the high-performing population operates in a high tier 1 state.
And can you break down
About
what
tier
that is?
tier 1.8, which is called default programming. Default programming is effectively whatever you've been told about how the world works is what you believe about how the world works. So you're most likely comparing your performance to other people. I know people that make $30 million that still feel like they don't have enough, and they're just comparing themselves to the person that has $100 million. And then when they get to $100 million, then they're comparing themselves to the person that has $1 billion. And it's a never-ending game of comparison and chronic dissatisfaction. You relate to the same way with time, that I'm always falling behind, that I don't have enough time, that there's not enough, right? That you have that type of approach in relationships, that you have an employee that's so good and you say, I'll never find another person like this. I need to keep them even if they're an asshole, right? Or in an intimate relationship that like, if this person leaves, I'm never going to be okay, even if they're they're not aligned with your life anymore. So and the thing about tier 1 is that when you're in it, you feel like it's normal. You believe that this is the way the world works. So when you operate there, you don't look for real solutions. The solutions end up being a productivity hack, a way to make more money, to impress people, things like that. And you live there. When you move to tier 2, you realize that everything, the way you've been operating, is a lie. That it's not actually that the world works that way. It's that you've been conditioned to believe that the world works that way, and therefore through confirmation bias, you've been living that way, but you don't have to. And then in tier 2, and I don't want to necessarily go through the whole thing, but in tier 2, you spend all your time searching for answers outside of you. So then you're going to the meditation retreat, you're reading books, you hire the coaches, I know that this isn't real anymore, but what is real, right? And so then you start searching for answers outside of you. And then eventually, to move to tier 3, you decide nobody else out there has the answer but me. And tier 3 there's more to it, but one of the key things in that one is the recognition that my subconscious beliefs are creating my experience. Everything in my life, the quality of my relationship, my finances, my health, my feelings on an ongoing basis are created through my subconscious beliefs, not through anything else. And the process of learning to trust yourself fully. And self-trust is quite misunderstood. To trust yourself fully, and then you would move into tier 4. And tier 4, again, there's a lot more to it, but when you reach tier 4, you have reached full emotional sovereignty, which most people think is impossible, which is that you never feel anxiety, guilt, frustration, anger, any cognitively driven negative emotion no longer exists in your experience. And I know this because it happened to me, and it's happened to several people that I've used ENCODED. So this is now happening across a lot of people, and I am positive it's a human capacity, not these people are special. And you operate in a consistent state of calm clarity. No mental noise, no self-doubt, no negative emotions, and the way you show up is consistent all the time. Through all of that, then you start to build on top of that. With that foundation, now you can be creative. Now you can be truly visionary. Not like most people think they're visionary, they're building someone else's vision. They're building what they think they should build to make money or what a VC would want. That's not real vision. You can build real vision. And then over time, you continue to move up that place. But we've had less than 0.5% of anyone we've measured is at tier 4. So the first 4 tiers are the most relevant to most people right now.
I'm very curious, from the people who have been at the highest tier, is there a consistent theme across them? Are they at a... It's like what we were talking about before. People tell themselves a story. Once I get here, I can focus on these things. Has that been a theme in the people who are at the highest tier? Is it the people who felt they can make time for it? Is it the people who just gave it their all to focus on it? What's the kind of common pattern?
I don't think there is a common pattern yet. It's like, why are some people in top 1% shape and other people aren't? I think that it's actually about the structure. I think it's the difference that separates elite athletes from a regular athlete is not training volume. It's training structure and training strategy. So my belief is actually that, one, you have to decide it's important, right? You don't stumble into tier 3 by accident. You have to decide that it's important and then apply the right structure to getting there. So I'd say that's the biggest thing. The misconceptions around this are that people with more money have higher frequencies, or people that raise more money, people that have a bigger company, people that have more power. Those are the people that must be higher frequency, and that is there's zero correlation, zero. And so that's a misunderstanding around that, right? It's what's inside of you. It's how your nervous system operates. Other people can feel it. Other people can it's co-regulation, nervous system co-regulation. It's a phenomenon that people they don't consciously realize it, but your nervous system picks up on other people's nervous system signals. So that is a big misunderstanding. And then the second one is, I'm good, right? Like I've made $10 million or whatever. I've reached the point where I feel like I'm good. So now I'm just coasting. And there's a difference in internal motivations. We call them intentions. And one side of the spectrum is called hedonic intentions, meaning that you are driven to praise, external recognition, valuable collections, or to avoid pain, right? Which is basically how the entire society has been geared toward. And it's clearly proven that those methods do not actually create life satisfaction. And what does create life satisfaction is, I'm going to mispronounce the word, but I think it's Eudaimonic, okay, which means that we achieve life satisfaction through the pursuit of our own capacity and potential. And through that pursuit, we can achieve things. However, it's not the driver. The driver is the pursuit of our potential and life satisfaction and capacity. And as we continue to grow, and I'm a product of this, it's just been amazing how I feel and the energy I have every day. I didn't think about these things. I just looked back and then realized that this is the case. That we can still achieve all these things, but what is the primary driver? And so when we think about frequency, the steps that we're taking, the tiers, is all about our capacity. It's all about achieving our potential. It's all about showing up for our family, for our community, for society in a way that creates a positive impact for everyone. And so that is and through that, we do collect a lot of resources, and then we deploy those resources not to buy a yacht and impress people, but to deploy those resources to help other people achieve their potential, to create an impact for people, so it's just it's a fundamental switch around how people have been driven to think about money and achievements and what is the North Star, I suppose. So it's interesting because when I share all these ideas, right, they're almost the exact opposite of what everyone has been conditioned to believe. And it's just crazy how accurate they are, but how foreign they might seem to people that have been conditioned by them.
Yeah, or never heard of them before. So is it a constant practice for you, Chris? Is it something
every day?
So it's every day. It is continued. Otherwise,
it's the number one thing that I do every day. Maybe I spend some days it's 20 minutes, some days it's 2 hours. It's like I have now woven in a process where our neuroplastic window is strongest the 30 to 60 minutes after we wake up, as long as we don't take in inputs.